Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. I'm Daniel, and today we are going on a big adventure through the city.
Hi, Daniel. I am so excited. In our last lesson, I learned how to introduce myself. But today, I want to learn something very important for my life, survival English.
That's right, Emma. Getting lost in a new city can feel overwhelming, but by the end of this conversation, you will know exactly how to ask for help, understand directions, and even use the bus and subway with confidence.
Good, because I have a secret, Daniel. I am always lost. Last week, I tried to find the post office, and I walked in circles for an hour. My feet really hurt.
Oh no, that happens to everyone, even me. But don't worry. To start our adventure, we need to learn how to talk to people politely. Listeners, this is our first rule. Always start with "excuse me." Emma, can you try?
Sure. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a minute?
Perfect. It is the most universal and polite way to get someone's attention. Now, imagine you don't know where you are. What do you say next?
I would say, I am lost. Can you help me?
Exactly. Or you can say, "I'm looking for the museum." Listeners, please repeat that with Emma. "I'm looking for the museum."
I'm looking for the museum. Did I say it correctly, Daniel?
You did. Now, Emma, when you ask for a place, people will talk about landmarks. Do you know what a landmark is?
Is it a mark on the land? Like a big X on a map?
Not exactly. A landmark is a famous building that is easy to recognize, like a tall tower, a big library, or a museum with beautiful white pillars.
Oh, so a bank or a supermarket is a landmark too, because everyone knows where they are.
Exactly. Now, let's look at how people give directions. They use action verbs. The most important ones are go, turn, and cross.
Okay, let me try to remember. Go straight means move forward and don't turn left or right.
Right. And here is a pronunciation tip for everyone. Emphasize the verb first. Say go straight or turn left. This helps people hear you on a noisy street. Emma, give it a try.
Go straight for 5 minutes, then turn left at the traffic light.
Excellent. Now imagine we are at a big intersection.
Intersection? What is that?
An intersection is where streets meet and cross, usually with traffic lights and crosswalks. It's a very busy place.
Oh, wait, I know crosswalk. It has white lines on the road. Is it called a crosswalk because it is for angry people?
Why do you think that, Emma?
Well, cross can mean angry.
That is so funny. But no, Emma, here, cross means to go from one side of the street to the other. Some people also call it a zebra crossing because of the black and white stripes.
Zebras? Are they dangerous?
No zebras in the city, Emma. It's just a name. But listeners, safety is the most important thing. Never cross the street when the pedestrian light is red. Always wait for the green light.
I will wait. Daniel, I have a question about distance. If someone says, walk for 3 blocks, what is a block?
Great question. A block is the distance from one street to the next. So if you walk past a crossing street, that is 1 block.
Okay, so if I walk past 3 streets, that is 3 blocks. I've got it.
You're doing great. Now, let's talk about where buildings are located. We use prepositions. For example, the bank is next to the grocery store.
Or the library is across from the park. Does across from mean it is on the other side of the street?
Yes, exactly. It is facing the other building. Emma, what if a building is between two other buildings?
Then I say the post office is between the cafe and the supermarket.
Perfect. Now, Emma, let's practice a realistic situation. You are trying to find the city museum. I will be the police officer, and you ask me for help.
Excuse me, officer. Good afternoon. Can I ask a question?
Good afternoon. Yes, certainly. How can I help you today?
My friend and I are trying to find the city museum. Is it far from here?
It's not far, only about a 10-minute walk. Go straight down Park Avenue for 3 blocks. At the corner, you will see a big bank. Turn left at the bank. The museum is across from the library. You can't miss it.
Oh, can I ask again? Did you say turn left or right at the bank?
Left. It's a good idea to ask again if you are confused. Listeners, if you are enjoying this adventure, please click the like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next lesson.
Yes, and tell us in the comments, have you ever been lost in a new city? We love hearing your stories.
Now, Emma, sometimes the walk is too long. It might be over 2 miles. What should we do then?
We should take public transport. I want to try the bus, but I feel nervous. What if I take the wrong bus?
Don't worry, we can learn step by step. First, we check the route, which means the direction or the path. We look for the bus stop sign with the numbers.
I see a sign with numbers 12, 15, and 22. Which one do we need?
We need bus 12. It is direct, so we don't need to change buses or transfer.
Oh, good. Changing buses sounds stressful. Do I need money for a ticket?
Yes, bring your wallet and small money. Sometimes drivers don't like big bills. A ticket is about $1.50.
Oh no, Daniel, I lost my wallet.
Don't panic, Emma. Check your other hand.
Oh, it's right here. I was holding it the whole time. I think I need more sleep or less panic.
That happens to everyone. Now, when the bus comes, let people get off first. It's polite and safe.
Okay, acting as if she is on the bus. Good morning. I would like one ticket to Central Market, please.
Very polite. Now, how do we know when to get off the bus?
We can watch the street signs outside or listen to the announcement.
Exactly. And when we are close, you must press the red stop button above the window.
What if we miss our stop? Is it the end of the world?
Not at all. We just get off at the next stop and walk back. Missing a stop is a normal part of travel.
I feel much more brave now. But Daniel, what about the subway? In London, they call it the tube, right?
Yes, and in the States, it is always the subway. It's the train that goes under the city. If you take the subway, you wait on the platform for the train to stop.
I remember the subway in New York. It was very busy and big.
It is. And Emma, here is one more rule for the bus or subway. If you see an elderly person or a senior citizen standing, you should offer them your seat.
What does elderly mean? Is it a polite way to say old, like a grandmother?
Yes, they might be tired or have a walking stick. You are young and strong, so it makes life nicer when we help others.
I agree. I will always give my seat to a grandmother.
I'm proud of you. Now, before we finish our adventure, we need to learn about street addresses. This is important for finding your hotel or a specific store.
I saw an address that said 123 N Main Street. How do I read that?
You say 123 North Main Street. The N stands for North.
What about ST or AV?
ST is street and AV is avenue. RD is road and DR is drive. Emma, can you read this address? 456 S Oak Avenue.
456 South Oak Avenue.
Perfect. And if you are in an apartment building, you might see APT for apartment or STE for suite.
Wow, Daniel, we learned so much today. We learned how to ask for help using excuse me, movement verbs like go straight and turn right, and landmarks like the post office and library.
We also learned prepositions like next to and across from, and how to survive the bus and subway.
And most importantly, I learned that missing a bus stop is not the end of the world.
Exactly. You are a much more confident traveler now, Emma. Listeners, remember to practice these phrases every day. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn.
Yes, and write one simple sentence in the comments using a new word you learned today. Maybe use the word roundabout or skyscraper.
Great idea. Thank you everyone for joining us today. In our next lesson, we will talk about how to order food in a restaurant.
Oh, I love food. I can't wait. Goodbye, everyone.
See you soon. Bye-bye for now.